What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have massive unboxing number 39 for you guys. I really hope you all are looking forward to today's video as we have a very exciting unboxing here. We got various GeminiJets, NG models, and so many more from various places. And I really hope you guys are excited for this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to massive unboxing number 39. I really hope you all are looking forward to today's video. Again, we have some really cool models and a bunch of really cool stories to tell, so I really hope you guys are excited for this, and let's go ahead and get started. So our first three models here, we have two events in today's video where our models come from. These first three come from SpotLex. So yes, that is a plane spotting event, but it is really cool as an aviation enthusiast that model airplanes and all the different elements get integrated into various other aviation events. So that's exactly what we're seeing here. So two on the left I didn't know about. Huge thank you to Aviation LES for gifting me those. They are two really unique pieces for the collection. We have a 1-500 Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A330-200, really cool model there. Looking forward to taking a look at that. And a GeminiJets 1-400 scale China Southern McDonnell Doubles MD90. I believe he got both these for really cheap at the Las Vegas airplane shop, so can't thank him enough for that. Really nice of him to do that, and really cool. The one on your right was not expected. This was a really cool pickup. This is the EVA Airboeing 777-300, I believe, by JC Wings. So really cool model to pick up right here. There was this guy that was just selling aircraft. He had a bag, and I looked through them, and this in a Fiji A330-200 really caught my eye. I was really close on the Fiji. I was right there, but after seeing the EVA Air 777 at various places over the summer, like Vancouver and then LAX, I was like, it was too good of an opportunity, and it really helps enhance my international diversity. As you all know, I've been really trying to do that over the last couple years. So really cool assortment of models here. Really excited to dive into them. SpotLex providing, and really excited to get into this. So let's just go ahead. I'll move the camera up. I'll take the other two models out of the frame, and we'll go ahead and get started right here with this GeminiJets, a 1-400 scale China Southern McDonnell Doubles MD90. So this actually is my second China Southern model, as I have the JC Wings Airbus A380. So again, a really unique aircraft. I do love MD80s, so can't complain here with this MD90. This will certainly be yet another unique international offering for my collection. Even though it's a domestic narrow body, who knows, maybe we can use it in the future. We will have to see, but let's go ahead and get started. At the GeminiJets logo right here, made for collectors by collectors. I believe this is a little bit older of a release here. I'm going to go off and say probably that 2015 time frame, 2014 for this particular aircraft. So looking really good here. I believe these have probably since been retired. I can't confirm that, but here's the pamphlet and the aircraft inside. No plastic, pretty typical with these older models. So, and again, I believe you got a really good deal on this at the airplane shop. I think is what he told me, and if I'm wrong, buddy, I apologize. Just let me know what the actual case is. But there she is, looking at very nice. Alrighty, everybody, and here we go for the China Southern 1-400 scale McDonnell Doubles MD90 by GeminiJets. Really cool model here once again. Very glad to have it. Any Mad Dog's a good one, so glad to have this one. Looking really nice. Let's go ahead and get started with the components. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So right here you have the cockpit windows, and then you got the nose cone. Looking good here for GeminiJets from 2014. This is really nice. Here's the nose landing gear in the L1 door. This nose landing gear actually might roll, believe it or not. Let me see. Yes, it does. That's very cool. I do have a couple models from this time frame, and I'm like, that looks like a rolling gear to me. So really cool to see that right there. So here you have the really cool paint of the light blue and a really dark navy along with another light blue. Here's the L1 door, and as you can see, you got a panel down here. I know it's not the L1 door, but definitely caught my eye. Here's the lever, the window, all those fun details. China Southern is a part of Sky Team, so you see that here. Here's China Southern in Chinese, I would presume. And then there's the English China Southern titles. I'm assuming they had some sort of first class on this aircraft, so I'm sure that's up there here in the front. And then you got your economy plus into the economy, I would assume. Of course, you have some inspection panels down there that also look really nice. And again, the cheat line looks really good throughout the whole aircraft. Really nice to get to see this MD90 frame again, as we typically don't get to review these aircraft on the channel. So very nice to get to see that right there. Here's the wing root. As you can see, it is a one-piece mold, but really nicely done. You can almost argue that it looks like a two-piece mold, considering how nicely done it is. You can barely notice. So that's really nice. The big differentiator, I couldn't even say that word properly, but the big distinguisher, as you can see, it looks like this is almost a two-piece with how the wings right there at the edge, but it is indeed a one-piece. So, but a really good job at that. There you can see the emergency exit doors right there, and you do have the main landing gear here in conjunction with the flaps, slats, and speed brakes. For the registration, you have Bravo 2259. You also have the registration on the top right, and I'm going to take a guess that's probably China Southern once again on the left wing, although I could be wrong, so we'll see. There's the L2 doors you can see right there. You do have a few more windows leading up back there. Really nice to see those. Of course, you have the really great engines right here. They look absolutely fantastic. I think it says, is that V2500 on it? I believe that's what that says, which is really cool to see that. So that's a huge amount of effort. You also have the thrust reversers right there. Love the effort. The exhaust also looks really good on the aircraft. And again, you got that screwdriver nose tail there. And then, of course, you got the China Southern tail, which looks really nice. I like the red on blue rather. Looks really good. A one-piece horizontal stabilizer mold too, which I think is a cool component. And sure, it looks a little bit wonky if you want to say that, but honestly for time frame not too bad, and the landing gear does roll pretty good. On the right here you can see 2 baggage doors as you would expect. You also have the inspection panels, a smaller R1 door, so all those components look really nice. In the back here you also have the baggage door there too, in the 2500 once again, and all the applicable details. Top of the aircraft looks really good as you can see right there. You got the beacon and the various components. In the bottom also looks really good with the GeminiJets logo, the stripe, and everything one could want. Overall, this is a really nice aircraft. GeminiJets did a very good job. Very glad to have it in the collection. Aviation LAS, thank you so much, buddy. Really appreciate it, and a great model to have right here. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have the, I believe, a Herpa. I'm pretty sure it's Herpa, something like that, but nevertheless, the 1:500 scale Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A330-200, and I believe this in the Disney monologue livery, something like that. Really cool model right here. Very glad to have this one. I do have a 1:400 A330, so it'll be neat to have yet another 1:500 offering. So looking forward to having this in the collection. As you can tell here, fairly standard box Airbus A330-200. You get the Hawaiian logo right here, the Disney logo here, and our beautiful girl right here. She looks absolutely fantastic. 1:400 scale diecast aircraft model. There's the special livery right there. It looks really nice. Actually, that's the other one. Here's the one that I believe we have, 391 Hotel Alpha, looking very good. And here's the back of the box. Yeah, it really doesn't say any branding, so I'm thinking it's Herpa. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, very glad to have this aircraft. It's looking really good, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what we're doing here. So yeah, definitely the size of like a 757 and 1:400, somewhere around there. Not quite a 767, but it does look really good, and certainly very glad to have it. Alrighty, everybody, and here we have the Herpa, I think, 1:500 scale Hawaiian Airlines Airbus A330-200 in the special Disney livery. Good looking aircraft here, very glad to have it. It looks really nice, and this will be, once again, a very nice component to the collection. So let's go ahead and take a look, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look. So up here you have the cockpit windows, and I believe this is the Monola, as however you say it, Mola, something like that. Airbus A330-200, here's the L1 door. Limited detail, but not bad for a 1:500. Now here's the nose landing gear, as you can see. It appears to be that it's been glued at some point. Again, I'm very appreciative of the free models, so no complaints there. So, you know, what can you do about it? Looks solid. Here's the Hawaiian Airlines billboard titles, and then you're going to have your first class up here. Followed by that, you'll have the L2 door. And again, pretty solid for a 1:500. The mold looks really good. You got some good proportions on the engines and all those various components. And then here's our various Disney characters. So here's the mouse, looking very nice. And then you have, I believe this is a sailboat, it appears, and then a girl with her hair swinging out right there. Not a huge Disney person, but they're certainly got some great movies and shows to watch. On the engine, you do have the Disney logo right there. That's really cool to see. I think that's a nice component. And as you can see right here, it is a two-piece mold. What a talent show that is. So nice to see that. And you got the main landing gear. They do not pivot. They are plastic. Certainly thinking it's Herpa, but looks pretty good regardless. I will give a credit to the wing. That looks pretty solid for a 1:500. So you do have the flap slats and speed brakes, and then you have the bottom right here as well. Those gear also appeared to be glued in at some point or another. It is cool how the sailboat merges with the wing. I think that is nice and a good place to level it off. So that certainly looks very good. You have all your economy plus into the economy. Here's the L3 door. As you can tell, it also looks really nice. And then right there, you got the registration, November 391 Hotel Alpha. This small door looks really cool. I don't know why, but I think it looks very nice. So cool to see that. And then, of course, you got the beautiful Hawaiian colors back here with the flowers and the girl herself. I'm trying to think of her name. Starts with a P. I can't think of it, but you can see the orange flower there. It looks really good. You also got the horizontal stabilizers, the APU, all those various components that make this aircraft as great as it is. As you can see right there, unfortunately, no landing gear there on the right side, but that's all right. With regards to a tire, you do have the A330-200 titles once again, and you do have a cargo door, so that's certainly nice to see. This side of the aircraft also looks really good. You got that Disney logo once again, and then you get the registration, the Hawaiian tail, everything one could want. It looks really nice. Top of the aircraft looks really good. You got the beacon and the various components. The winglets also look really good right there too. And the bottom of the aircraft, no stand hole, no airline logo. You do have the air inlets. They're not engraved, they're not actually engraved, they're just painted, which is what I expect. It looks good. We are missing another tire back here, which is okay. At least this main landing gear here on the right doesn't have any glue on it, so that's certainly nice. So yeah, really nice aircraft again, Aviation LAS. I really appreciate it, my friend. This was very nice of you to do this, and this is a really cool model for the collection, and I'll be eager to see how I can utilize it. So with all that established, really cool model, let's go ahead and get into the EVA Air 777-300. Alrighty, everybody, next up right here, we have the JC Wings 1:400 scale EVA Air Boeing 777-300ER. Very glad to have this aircraft. I'll certainly put the guy's Instagram on here if I can find it. Really nice guy, had a nice plethora of models. Again, it came down to this Philippines A330-200 and then the EVA Air 777-300. I did decide to go for the EVA Air, did the sentimental attachment of what I've seen of it recently. I still definitely want to get a Fiji, whether that's a 330 or I think they're either have or getting A350s, so definitely in the future too. I'm pretty sure they have them, I'm pretty sure. But nevertheless, here we go for the EVA Air, and they are a little bit more common throughout the United States, so it works perfectly. Let's go ahead and get started. Boeing 777-300ER, here's the EVA Air titles and the CGI of the aircraft right here. And I'm pretty sure this isn't Aviation 400. This should be JC, I'm pretty sure, but it kind of looks like Aviation 400. Yeah, this is a JC Wings aircraft, as you can see right here. Really simple box, nothing too crazy to do. Add the Facebook for JC Wings there on the bottom left, so certainly nice. I'm not sure about a release here for this particular airframe either, but nevertheless, it is going to be a nice EVA Air 777, and even though it is a Euro white paint scheme, it still looks absolutely fantastic as we get out of the plastic right here. Take a look at that. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have the JC Wings 1:400 scale EVA Air Boeing 777-300ER. Yet another really cool enhancement here to my international offerings. This will be a really cool aircraft to fly to Taipei from various airports, and I think it's a really cool addition here, especially for that region. So let's go ahead and get into the details. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see right here, we have the cockpit windows. Now, nose landing gear is a little tall. I just now noticed that. I did not notice because when we were spotting, obviously, at Cranky Dork Fest, you're not going to notice these small details when you're getting ready to buy a model. I just want to make sure that it was in good condition and everything, which it is. So no complaints here. It looks good still though, and excited to, we'll continue to build up the 1:400, the new JC Wing 787 and 777 molds. So, but you know, it happens to the best of us. Here's the last two, the registration, 25. You got the Star Alliance logo right here as they're in Star Alliance, so really cool, probably why they fly to Houston. As you can see right here, you got the cockpit windows, which also look really nice. Here's the L1 door, you got the various panels and levers and windows, so glad to see that. I'm not sure what this piece is. I've always wanted to know. I think it might have something to do with the jet bridge, although I'm really not sure. Registration is up here, which is an unfamiliar spot for it, so very cool to see right here. It's Bravo 16725, and then of course you're gonna have your first class. I honestly haven't seen too many trip reports and various reviews on EVA Air on YouTube or anything, so definitely an interesting one. Hopefully Jeb Brooks can knock that out for us sometime, or another really good vlogger. I'm sure they're on there. I just need to go find them. But oh, Dreamliner fan flew on them recently. I'm sure he'll be making trip reports too. So nevertheless, though, as you can see, you got your first class. You're gonna have some business up here with the L1 door. Then you go into the L2 door. Wi-Fi box looks really good on this aircraft. Good job, JR by JC, for knocking that out, along with the first antenna that we're gonna find. Then you're going to go into your Economy Plus, or probably Premium Economy rather, then Economy Plus, and then Economy. Now, one of the coolest components, in my opinion, about the EVA Air livery is the orange and green mesh here for the underbelly. I think it looks really nice, so glad to see that. And then, of course, you got the engine right here. Looks super nice. Get a little fan blade action so we can see what that looks like, which is solid detail there. Then, of course, you got some more windows into the L3 door with overwing exit. Then you got the wing, which looks really nice right here, and you got the various flaps, slats, and speed brakes, which look really good. The gear do pivot, as one would hope, so that looks really nice right there. Let me turn the camera so it gets a little bit out of the shadow right there. Apologies. Here's the L4 door. As you can tell, it also looks really, really nice. It seems like it's a little dark on the screen. Did I zoom in too far? Let's see. It feels like it's a little dark in there. There we go. There we go. Let's get it out off the line, and that would probably help. It's hard to see, but I went into the line of the window. So anyways, as you can see right here, it still looks really nice. Get a little bit more in focus. There we go. And then once again, you got the wing detail. You got the L4 door right there as well. And then you got that orange and green that just goes straight across with just a slight slant right there after the L4 door. And as you can see right there, actually, it looks pretty level. It might just be level across. But then you got the Boeing 777-300ER titles. I think it says Evergreen Group maybe on that. Can't see it from here very well, but I'm thinking that's what that says. You got a green antenna down there on the bottom, which is really cool. It almost looks black, but it's a really dark olive cream type color. And then you have 2 more antennas, one straight up and one normal. Then you got the L5 door finally coming in the what we know the EVA Air green to be. So as you can see right there, it looks really good. Once again, the registration is Bravo 16725 and the beautiful EVA Air logo there on the tail with the globe and the it looks like more of a compass than anything. So that looks really nice. The orange and olive green do come back up to the APU area, and then that light green continues. You got the horizontal stabilizers, and once again, everything one could want. Right side of the aircraft also looks really good, where you got the cargo door number 1. Gears roll, they're not perfect, but they do roll. And you got the back cargo door and the baggage door too. Top of the aircraft looks very nice right there. You can see the various components of it. And then the bottom, there's a really nice look at that olive green. You do have the the stand hole, the landing gear doors. You got the registration on the bottom left and not the top right, so pretty interesting there. But overall, EVA Air came out really good. In a perfect world, I have way too many E350s, 777-300s, and 787s, especially in my international fleet. It's kind of tough to avoid them at this point to gain aircraft that are commonplace throughout the United States. I would like to get a couple more A330s. That was a big factor on the Fiji and why I really considered it. As you can tell, that obviously didn't happen. But I ended up going EVA Air simply because of seeing it. And I also saw the 787-10 at Seattle. Unfortunately, obviously, he didn't have that. But maybe in the future I could pick another 787-10 up. I don't have many of those, so. But hopefully I'm able to get some more cool obscure aircraft. But the good news is we do have some of those coming up here in a moment. So with SpotLex concluded, let's go ahead and get to our next event, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, and as you can see, the next 7 models all come together. So we have a really cool set here from the Atlanta Aviation Collectibles show. So this was really fun to go to. I really enjoyed it, had a great time. You got to see a bunch of really great people talk and just overall have a blast. Really enjoyed it. As you can see right here, we got 7 really cool models, some various ones. I believe we have 3 modern aircraft and 4 retro aircraft that really wasn't intended. It's just how it ended up falling into place. But you'll see by multiple... okay, we got to talk. Okay, apologies, guys. Sometimes I've been doing various trip reports and real-life videos and been reading off the script for much of that, and I think that's kind of what's messing with my free talk. But nevertheless, here we go. Okay. So with regards to these 7, really glad to have them. We have a variety of stories to go into with each and every one of them. As you can tell, you got some new releases, you got some older releases, and you even have the 727 on top. But the majority of this was really good deal driven. I think I got 5 of these within the last 30 minutes of the show. So we'll talk about how each and every one of these fell into place. But overall, I'm really happy with the haul. And let's start with... I'll go in the order that I got them, since there's, you could really go in any direction here, but I'll start with the way that I got them and then present them that way. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, everybody, so let's go ahead and get started. So right here we have a really fun one to start. This is going to be coming from a great friend that I was able to meet. Really great guy. Go check him out on Instagram, YouTube. BACCHA Aviation with underscores under all that. Really great guy. Really awesome to meet him. He's a great guy. Really cool to see him here at the Atlanta Collectibles show. Had a great time chatting with him, and him and Syracuse Aviation ended up really getting into the details. I think he ended up getting like 10 of his aircraft, so that was pretty crazy. And you probably saw that in Syracuse Aviation's vlog from that. But this is a really cool, very awesome guy, and really appreciate him. He offered to give this to me for free. I was not having that, so I at least was able to give him 20 bucks out of this. He had a surplus of these Sun Country DC-10s, but I really appreciate his generosity and how nice he was. And yeah, the Sun Country DC-10, I do not have this in the collection. I only have modern Sun Country aircraft, so certainly throwing it back here to get our first ever older Sun Country aircraft, and I think it will be a quality addition to the collection. So let's go ahead and get into the details. And again, huge thank you, BACCHA Aviation. Really appreciate it, man. Go check him out. He's got some great content. Really good airport updates, unboxings, all the above. Here's the aircraft right here on an actual model scale. Limited edition 1/4 scale diecast. Here's the Sun Country right here. Historical retro jet liveries, made for collectors by collectors. This is the chassis, I don't even know how to say it right, one of those limited edition planes, so really cool. This is a normal GeminiJets. This is actually my first DC-10 Series 15. I have a 10 and a 30. I do not have a 15, so that's even another addition to the talent show. November 154 Sierra Whiskey is the registration. I think they even have an art number on there for that, which is really cool, as you can see right there, or it's on the barcode and everything. So that's quite interesting. I've never seen it. It's 3557365. I don't know what particularly that represents. Never seen on GeminiJets aircraft before. Maybe it has to do with church show or what the deal is there, but that is a assumption. I'm not completely sure. Here's some more information about the aircraft, as real as it gets. They came together in conjunction. I believe they were a model store, could be wrong, but something along those lines. 2002 release here from GeminiJets. Really excited for this. I also learned, and I think this will come up in an upcoming model, the GeminiJets actually started in Tallahassee, Florida. I was completely unaware about that, but after looking at a box, I figured that out, so that was really cool to find out. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and take a look at the pamphlet. There it is. It looks very nice. And here's the aircraft inside. So what are we waiting for? Let's just go ahead and get started. And again, a huge thank you to BAC Aviation for being so kind to help out in this model acquisition. That's a really cool model right there. Certainly a very interesting one you wouldn't expect to fly in the US, but let's go ahead and take a look at that, man. Alrighty everybody, and here it is, the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Sun Country Doubles DC-10-15 series. Really unique type for the collection. Very excited to have it. This is going to be a great component right here, and let's go ahead and take a look at its components. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and get started. Here's the cockpit windows and the nose cone. Looks pretty good, especially for that 2002 standard, so certainly approving of it right there. Really interesting logos right here. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing. Pretty basic livery, as you can see right here. We have the start of the huge orange cheat line, which looks really good. This is really cool with the Sun Country titles right here. I think this is really smart with the drop shadow. That looks really nice, and it really stands out on this livery, so good job by them. Surprised this wasn't black, to be honest. I thought that would have been a little bit more eye-catching, but they went with white, and it's certainly turning out just all right, so looking good there. As you can see right here, we're going to have some first class here, I'd presume, so certainly looking very nice right there. And you're going to go straight into, don't know if premium economy was around during this time, but if it was, there you go. Then economy plus an economy. You can also see right there, you got some various panels and some good details. Really interesting to note these two panels. Not exactly sure what they're for. Anybody that knows, please comment below. I'd appreciate it. And also nose landing gear, I think it's intentionally slanted that far. Yeah, it's pretty firm. So I'm assuming that's intentional, which is quite a bit. I think it's supposed to lean some, but I'm not sure if it's quite that much, although it maybe should be. I was wrong about the 321 initially, so I won't speak too much there. L2 door, and then you got the country part of it, which also looks really good. I think the font's really good, especially for that time frame. They did a very good job with the font there, so overall very impressive, as you can see right there. The red sheet line begins, and it starts to get thicker as the orange gets a little bit smaller, so certainly an interesting component there, looking very good. There's the engines that also look very nice. Now with this being a -15 series, you're not going to have a middle tire landing gear, but you do have two on the outside, so those also look very good. I don't know really what the difference is between the 10 and the 15, so if anybody knows, please comment below. I'm sure it's a pretty slight difference, I would assume. Here are the wings. They look really nice here. Great job by Gemini for getting some detail, especially for 2002. Of course, it's not 2023 standards, but it still looks really nice, and I approve of it for that time frame. It looks really good. Main landing gear, once again, there's the L3 door over the wing, which I think it's just this and the 333 that have an L3 over the wing, although there may be another one. Who knows? Here's the back, and as you can see right here, the orange goes into the red. It always is interesting to see how fast a DC-10 cuts off after the wing, which is quite interesting. So it's like they put an MD-80 with a 777-200 or something and meshed them, but it still looks pretty good. You got the registration right here, November 154 Sierra Yankee. Here is the U.S. flag right here. I think that's a cargo door right there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? And yeah, this looks like a anchor. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be or what it is, but certainly an interesting observation there. Here's the one-piece horizontal stabilizer mold. This one certainly is much more eye-catching than your MD-90 that came out 12 years after this did. But it still looks really good, and I think they did a good job. Here's the horizontal stabilizers. Also look really nice. There's your third engine and the Sun Country logo, which looks really nice during this time, although I think that they've really updated it and made it much more eye-catching at this point. You do have the exhaust back there, APU, all those fun details. And overall, for 2002, really nice. You do have your cargo door back here, which is really good, and those two on the front again right there by the Y, which is pretty interesting. Very interested with those. I've never seen those before. And again, the back looks really good. The main landing gear looked great. The engines look good, and overall, Sun Country came out looking really nice. Top of the aircraft looks really good. You got a beacon, and that's about all she wrote for that. And the bottom, really nice. You got the stand hold. The I need to learn how to pronounce them correctly. Chassis and something like that. You do have the landing gears as well. I think it's really cool how they merge the 30 and 10 root set. As you can see right there, they just put a box right there for the middle landing gear, which I think is really smart and a good way to save money during that time. So Sun Country, really great. Again, can't thank you enough. BAC Aviation, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. What a great model to add to the collection here. Very glad to have it. It's an awesome one, and let's go ahead and dive into our next aircraft. Alrighty everybody, if you remember how I was talking about Syracuse Aviation divvying out some of his 1-400 scale fleet, I got one of them right here, and a very critical one at that. We have our first NG model of the day, and that's going to be the 1-400 scale Air France Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Very excited to have this aircraft. It's a really good one. Thank you so much, Syracuse Aviation. The reason that he chose to sell this model along with a couple others is just some minor QC issues. In this case, the landing gear tilts just a little bit up and the aircraft sits a little high. Completely respect the grind, completely understand. But in this case, this aircraft's pretty hard to find, and I really am in big need here of Air France 787-9. So I'll take the little issue that it has and certainly run with it, as any international carrier I can get for DFW, I'm all about it. And of course, and beyond from there. So really awesome model right here. It's already been featured in an airport update. I kind of snuck it out to fit in the airport update, but we have our full evaluation here. Very excited for this. And Anderson, huge thank you once again, man. Really appreciate it. Go check out his channel. He uploads when he wants to. That's what he does. So when he's motivated, he'll do it. So that's the way to do it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Very good content though. I'm just messing with him, of course. But Anderson, we want you to upload. We would appreciate it very much on a consistent basis. We need those Syracuse updates. Okay, here we go. Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Here's the CGI. You have this really nice light teal blue color right here on the left, and then on the right you got some navy, which is really good. Air France, and the registration is Foxtrot Hotel Romeo Bravo Golf. You got the NG right there. There's the sides of the boxes. So it's really cool, as when Air France started flying to Dallas-Fort Worth in 2019, they flew the old livery Airbus A330-200 for that first season, and it started as a summer seasonal service, which was really smart. I did get to see that once. It was really cool. So that happened, and then the pandemic happened. I believe they were not present during either the summer of 2020 or 2021. They may have been there in 21, but I'm pretty sure they were not. I'd have to check the updates. And then the summer of 2022, they finally came back. It was on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, if I'm remembering correctly, which was awesome. And that was like 3 or 4 times a week. And then the summer of 2023, they came back stronger than ever, 5 times a week on the Dreamliner, and even substituted some A350s in there. And now they have turned it into a year-round service. So obviously, really great trend here. Glad to have Air France at DFW. Really cool. I've got the really great shot of the 777 landing in December of 2022. Oh, well, I guess they have been year-round then. Yikes. Sometimes I just can't put it together in my brain, but it's daily now, which is really great. It was like 3 times a week, so they're certainly in the right trajectory. But again, it was summer seasonal till 2022, then it went year round. But they're doing a really good job, and really excited to see where it goes from here. So apologies for the little vent, but I wanted to get it off for why I got this aircraft, because it comes in all the time. I'm sure they'll bounce around from time to time, but nevertheless, this is the most consistent airframe. And again, Anderson certainly worked out perfectly, as he had it for Detroit, but I suppose he would like to get another one when he's ready. But nevertheless, here it is. Looks really good. You can kind of see the landing gear right there. We'll show it a little bit more in detail here in a moment, but it still sets really good, as you can see right there. Alrighty everybody, and here it is. The NG model is 1-400 scale Air France Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Again, really excited to have this aircraft. This will be a great component for the collection, the Dallas-Fort Worth Model Airport, and many more projects. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into the model. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see right here, we have the cockpit windows. Then you got the nose cone, the nose cone, and then the actual nose piece itself, which look really good. SkyTeam logo, as they're in SkyTeam. Air France, KLM have a really big partnership. So here's the logo right here, and Delta's pretty involved in that too. So really fascinating topic. Need to learn some more about it. Here's nose landing gear in the last 2 letters of the registration, Bravo Golf. Here's the L1 door, and then another SkyTeam logo, really small one, but you got some really nice handles, labels, all the various components. Boeing 787-9. Here's the Air France billboard titles. Let me know what you think of the new to the old. The new's certainly grown on me so much compared to when it came out, just like any other livery, it seems, with this one particularly, certainly. I still don't really love it on the 333 particularly, but 222, 789, I'm really good with it at this point. So, but it certainly took some time, but it's getting there. You have your first class area. I think it's really nice in the Air France Dreamliner. And then you got the L2 door, where you're going to have some business around here, a little bit of premium economy. Main cabin, that's American, economy plus and economy. You got your really nicely sized antenna right here, and the Wi-Fi box. Here's the engine. It looks really nice right there, as you can see, and the fan blades also look really good, so there's a nice view of that. Now here's the small defect that was the slight problem. As you can see right here, the landing gear at some point came out, so it was re-glued at an angle, which wasn't completely his fault. It's pretty hard to get in there, so as you can see, I think it was more of like the top piece breaking more than bad glue placement by Anderson himself. So I think that more comes down to, you know, when these die-cast model aircraft do have detached parts, sometimes they get kind of wonky, and you know, it's really tough to replace these. So again, it's a slight issue though, not a huge problem. The wing looks really good. I have quite a few of these NG Dreamliners now. I have several of them, so they've been nice additions to the collection. Here's the L3 door, which also looks really good, and then you got the L4 door back here as well. You got the 2 antennas, a little baggage door right there. Again, the registration is Foxtrot Hotel Romeo Bravo Golf. Here's the stubby antenna and the other normal one, and here is the Air France tail. Glad they kept this the standard. It looks really nice, and again, really glad to have it right there. Let me go ahead and zoom it out a little bit so I can figure out why it's so dark. There we go. Right side also is very similar, as you can see. We have some panels. The first cargo door, main landing gear looks good. Nose landing gear, rather. The main landing gear on this side looks really nice, and all the various components over here too. Top of the aircraft does not have a beacon. That's really surprising, but we do have some small detail right there on the front, as you may be able to see. And the bottom of the aircraft also looks really good. You got the air inlets, you got which are actually carved down in the Dreamliner mold, which is really nice. Stand hole, all the various components, it looks really good. The bottom's really detailed, and you also got the registration down there. Really small text too, so that's a really nice component. So overall, really nice model. Syracuse Aviation, thank you so much. Small defects, it happens, but this was a great time to get this, and I was really pleased about it. So overall, really glad to have it. Great plane, and we have some more to take a look at, so let's go ahead and get into those. Alrighty, everybody, we're going to be changing gears here a little bit, moving away from the die-cast model aircraft. We have a snap-together model aircraft. This right here is a house livery, Boeing 727. So, excuse me, everybody. So there was this really cool private vendor that was there that was selling this particular aircraft, and the next one that we'll take a look at. And the big factor here was that at the Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington, I got to see a very similar 727, if not pretty much the exact same, but it had the red house livery. I think it was a 200, it might have been a 100, but pretty much the same one. It's really famous there, and the Dreamliners there. You got the original 747, all those various planes. So this is kind of my commemoration to getting to visit that region this year. And of course, still would love to get a 777X. You guys did see that I got the, in the last couple mass unboxings, the Phoenix 737 MAX 9 to represent Boeing field, Boeing field. So that was really cool. So again, this was right there. It was $20. It was a really good deal, and I think it looks really nice. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but I think it looks really good. This print is backwards, so that's okay. I just now noticed that, but it looks really good. I'm excited to take a look at it. I hope you guys are as well. Let's go ahead and see what it's all about. And to clarify, this aircraft did not come with a box, but I did see quite a few snap-togethers at the Atlanta show that did come with a box, so that was certainly nice. And also, one more side note is I can't recommend the Atlanta one-day show enough. Syracuse Aviation's vlog's already out. I'll be having one coming out here in the near future, but probably hands down the best one-day show. Of course, taking place in the venue, the Delta Flight Museum. Delta Flight Museum. That's what it's called. I'm getting all the museums confused after being all of them. But with regards to the Delta Flight Museum, it's a great venue with that 762. So it's already hard to beat that, but really great turnout, great amount of vendors, a really wide array of aviation memorabilia, and obviously model aircraft. You can't complain. It's awesome. Expect a video coming soon. Apologies on the voice there. All right, so here we go for the cockpit windows, and then you got the anti-glare, which is really nice. Nose cone, a couple scratches up here, but again, never a big deal. Is this? Yeah, I was like, this is not as in focus as we can get it. And of course, I don't know when this particular model was made, but not as much detail as what you'd find today. But again, sometimes the simple and classic aircraft are really nice just with limited detail. There's a time and place for it, of course. Cockpit windows are really good. Here's the L1 door. You'd have the window and the lever, so that looks really nice. Then you got your windows up here where your first class is going to be. Boeing 727 right there as well. Sorry, I wasn't trying to get too shaded there, but it was certainly a bigger aircraft. So you can see where the metallic kind of changes over there. That's really nice there on that line, so that looks really good. And you get the various passenger windows here, your main cabin. Again, it's a really cool aircraft. If you've not been to the Museum of Flight in Seattle, can't recommend it enough. Definitely check out Seattle-Tacoma, Boeing Field, and Payne Field, all great places. As you can see right here, you got the wing root. That looks really nice. Fully put together, so that's, or rather I should say it's a two-piece, of course, so this snaps off, so you can just easily take it off and it goes right back in. This is in really good condition considering no box and all that. So here is the emergency exits right there and 2 windows right there. Of course, you got no pad, but that's completely okay. You do have some speed brake detail, which is really nice. Sorry, the focus is so hard on 200s on this camera. You got the slats there looking really good. Registration is November 1787 Bravo. And you got the back door, a couple windows, actually no windows back there, very interesting. 727's upside down. Yeah, I think it was just put in wrong, so let me go ahead and get this fixed because that is incorrect. It should be like this. There we go. I'm assuming that he probably packaged it up, and when he put it on display on his table, he probably just put them in backwards, but that looks much better right there. So glad that we were able to get that fixed up really quick. The benefits of snap together models, very nice. There's the third engine, and there's that beautiful red tail with the 727. I kind of just need to zoom out. I've zoomed in too far and it's not working very well. Beautiful tail with the 727 right there. It looks really nice. Again, it's just a nice simple aircraft. That's all the more this aircraft is supposed to serve, and it'll be a nice one for the desk or wherever I choose to put it. Back of the aircraft looks really good. That exhaust looks really, really nice. Again, it's just a really nice classic airliner to have for the desk, and I'm really pleased with it. So overall, excuse me, you got 2 baggage doors here on oh goodness, on the right as well. Top is pretty much blank, but we'll go ahead and assess it. Looks really nice. You do have some speed brakes and slats, so we'll take that. Bottom is essentially dormant. There's nothing there. You do have China there on the bottom stand, and you got Boeing 727-200, the Boeing Milestone series. So this is what this is, a milestone aircraft. So very cool. Really good model right here. Can't recommend these snap-togethers enough. You'll certainly find them at the collectible shows. Really, really good one. Again, great price and very pleased with it. So let's go ahead and proceed into our next offering. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have a Herpa 1-400 offering. It's going to be the PSA Airlines Lockheed L188 Electra. So very similar story to the 727. Same guy selling this. He had like 3 or 4 1-400s. Ended up getting this for $20, and I don't have a formal PSA aircraft in my collection, and I just thought for the price that was really good. So couldn't pass it up. Thought it was a really good one here, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. You got the Herpa or whatever word it says right here. You got Herpa right there. Here's the PSA logo, Lockheed L188 Electra 1-400. So we've been getting quite a few of the Gemini Electras lately, so certainly nice to change it up here and find a Herpa one at a collectible show. So all of your important information is there on the back. And apologies about the lighting. It is going to go here pretty soon. I apologize. I didn't under-anticipate it. I just got straight home from college today and went to work and didn't think that I would run out of light. And I'm certainly running out of light. So what can I say besides here we go. Alrighty, everybody, here we go for the Herpa 1-400 scale PSA Airlines Electra L188, that is, or E188, or yeah, E188, L188, something like that. I'm getting it confused, but nevertheless, really cool model right here. Again, for an amazing price, as you'll see the theme throughout here. Really cool model. Let's go ahead and get into it and see what it's all about. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So you got the cockpit windows right here, the anti-glare visor, then you got the nose cone right here. Really nice here with the smiley face. I think it's the best component of the PSA livery, hands down. So very glad to see it right here, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Here's nose landing gear. Door 073 is probably the last 3 of the registration here. It might be 973. Can't see it from here, but it looks pretty good. Nose landing gear. You get the PSA titles. I didn't even really think Herpa would make aircraft like this, but it looks really nice. You got your 3 windows here in the front. You got your L1 door. You got some various panels down there. Here's the props. They do spin, and they do it at a pretty good job. So good job here by Herpa for utilizing this mold, whoever that would have came from. We got right here the wing. Looks really nice there with the engines. That looks really nice. Landing gear here in the back also look pretty good considering that it's Herpa. So good job by Herpa for getting after it in that regard. Then you got the emergency exit right there as well. The L2 door, and then the registration right there is 6118 Alpha, I think. Sounds familiar. I'm not sure why, but looks really good right there. There's the L2 door, and then you got the 3 windows here on the back to finish it out. Looks really nice. You get the tail, which is very unique. Looks like a Convair, but it's right here on the Electra. So very good there with the PSA. Got the orange and red. It looks really good. APU, the various details back there. I think they did a really good job here. Right side of the aircraft's also very similar. You got the panel right there. You got the various components. Another one right there. I don't know if that, I think it's baggage. I'm pretty sure it is, but it looks really good over there on the right side, and that looks good as well. You also got this door here, which I think is really cool in the last 3 windows. Certainly very unique. Not sure if it's lavatory or what it is, but it looks really good. No detail on top besides one little beacon right there, which looks really good. And you do have the Herpa logo down there, although no stand hole, so pretty interesting. So overall, a really nice aircraft. Very glad to have it. PSA wasn't very present in my retro region, so This is honestly a good one to get for a good price to represent them in my fleet, but obviously not go overboard on the budget. So of course I have the PSA Retro A319, which actually I can see from here. I don't know if we're easily going to be able to see it. Let's see. Where did it should be? I can't really see it very well in the camera, but it's behind the Airtatiti Nui 340. Oh, there it is right there. You can see it over there. So yeah, absolute mess over there. But nevertheless, a really cool model to have. Very glad to have it. It's a good one for the collection and really glad to have it. So let's jump into our next one. Alrighty, everybody, our final non-new release aircraft is going to be right here with this GeminiJets 1:400 scale Airborne Express doubles DC-8 I think this is my first DC-8 in my collection, which is honestly shocking. I thought it would have happened at some point faster, but this was an absolute steal. I am super happy about this, but first and foremost, just take a look at the box. Really cool with the Airborne Express for the air and then the EP in red, just like it is on the actual airplane, which I think is really cool. You got the stripes on the aircraft too. It's really themed like the aircraft, and that's really nice. Not as much gray as what you'd expect in that case, but it still looks really good. You got all the various components, GeminiJets Limited edition. Again, really cool long exposure there on the box. I can't believe they were taking pictures that good during that time. So whoever took that, you're an absolute Chad. DC-861 once again. I can't believe I got it. 851 Alpha X-ray. So this is a different guy from the Snap Together and PSA Electra guy. So this guy had quite a few models, mainly Herpas, but he did have a couple 1-400s. So I saw this over here, 2001 release right here. I asked how much it was. $20. Now, I don't know exactly how rare this particular aircraft is, but my assumption would be that this is at least probably a $70 or $80 model on eBay on a regular basis when it does come up. I haven't really seen it come up, so I know the UPS one is super hard to get. I do know that I also have the Airborne Express DC-9. That was the main one I was trying to snag for Retro Tulsa, although I'm pretty sure at some point how consistent it was, I can't recall off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that this at least made a few appearances at Tulsa, and once again, for the fact of $20, it's kind of like all those retro massive unboxings we've done previously, really getting into detail. If you find a good deal and you can feature it at least a couple times, it justifies it. This one's no exception, and first DC-8, I can't believe it took so long, but here we finally are. Really cool model once again. Very excited for this. Let's go ahead. I'm not going to waste any further time. For $20, I mean, what a talent show. Again, I think it's worth much more than this. Could be wrong, but nevertheless, these are why collectible shows rock. And it was at the very end. I think there was only like 15 minutes left, and that is a good looker right there. Alrighty, everybody, and here we go for the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Airborne Express doubles DC-8 Really cool model right here. Glad to get my first DC-8. Really glad to enhance those aircraft types in the collection. It's about time we got one. It's a really prominent airliner across the United States way back when. And this will be a really cool one for the collection. So let's go ahead, waste no further time, and get started with this. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So right here I have the nose cone. You also have yet another anti-glare. Sorry, the light's not really showing it very well, but there it is. Nose cone. I believe that is... that might be an actual dent. No, that's actually supposed to be there in the DC-8 nose. That's really cool. You can see that indentation right there. It's actually supposed to be there, and you can see it here on the right side too. There it is right there. So really unique component of it, and certainly looks very neat. You can also see these physical pieces right there. We'll touch on that once we get to the right side, but that's very interesting. In fact, the right here, really neat. I don't know what those are supposed to be, if they're just panels or what they are, but they're actually physical and you can fill them, which is a really cool component for that time frame. So GeminiJets really knocking it out of the park right there. Here's the L1 door, and as you can see, you get the nose landing gear and nose landing gear door. Really basic detail. Again, this is a 2001 release. That box was really impressive. Here are the three stripes right here, kind of like Adidas, so that's certainly nice. Certainly darker red than right here. You see the Airborne, and then you got the Express. Again, I do have the DC-9 in my collection, so this will be a very neat compliment. Never thought I'd get two Airborne Expresses, but here we are. You got the emergency, or the exits right there, rather, not really emergency. Again, the front here is really blank. We'll get to the cargo door once we get there. It should be a converted passenger, could be wrong. You do have the engines right there. Really simple detail there, not too much. They're so small compared to modern day engines, just crazy to look at. But you do have some indentations, so that's certainly nice. Main landing gear also look really good. You do have the stand hold there. We'll get on that in a second. Here is the wing root. That looks really good for a one piece. Really impressed. Once you get past the S here on Express, it's just the lines all the way across, but certainly being gray is certainly a little bit more than a Euro wide, so I'll give it credit for that. It does look really nice and simple. There's the L2 door, and then there's the tail right there. So you get the one piece horizontal stabilizer mold. You got the piece so that it doesn't scratch at the bottom for the tail strike. You see this on many older GeminiJets offerings, particularly the 737 comes to mind, but DC-8 has it too. Here's the tail, looks really nice, got the US flag, and then the Airborne Express logo is just this 2 black stripes and the red one, so nice and simple, but you can recognize them, so that's the point. Here's your couple of baggage doors over here. Maybe the cargo door didn't get printed on the other side because you see it in the image over there, but it really wasn't prominent there, so that was interesting. Registration is actually on the horizontal stabilizer piece, which is pretty interesting, but you got the 4 cargo doors, so very cool to see that and looks really good. But again, the cargo door didn't really get printed here, so certainly an interesting miss right there. Whether it was intentional or not, who knows. You got the beacon up there on the top, and on the bottom, excuse me, you got the blue and gray, silver rather, GeminiJets logo. DC-8's really long. This is the 61, not even the longest. The 70 is even longer than this, and I hope to get more of those in the future for applicable projects. But really cool to have this aircraft. Again, 20 bucks. I thought it was too good of a deal to pass up. Really glad to have it. It's a really cool one. And with all that established, let's go into our new releases. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have 2 new releases to conclude today's video. So what a nice diverse array of models that we've had so far. So here is the latest GeminiJets 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A330-900 Neo. Really glad to get this in standard livery. I was half because I have the Team USA, which is really nice, but long term, just in case I want to do a project with it or something, I thought this would be a really critical asset to have. It was a really big re-release. The first release has been super challenging to find, so really glad they got this release coming out, and it's going to be a really nice model. Really looking forward to this. This is going to be a really good one. Gemini's been killing it with all these Delta aircraft they've been doing lately, and I've been getting several of them, so let it continue here with this aircraft. Standard box, you do have the 25th anniversary logo, so that's really nice. Looks really good. And then the back of the box, 2023 release, as you can see. And here is the flap right here, and there is the aircraft inside. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going. Looking very good right there. Let's go ahead and get it out from here. And that is looking very good right there. Oh, there goes the wing. So unfortunate, it happens to the best of us, but what can you do? Is the other one at least good? Yes, QC passes outside of that wing, but what can you do? It happens to the best of us. We got it under control. Alrighty, everybody, and here it is, the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A330-900 Neo. Really nice aircraft right here. Very glad to have it. I'll just go ahead and put this wing back in. It happens to the best of us. It was pretty firm there for a moment and then just popped right off. So pretty interesting one, but if I can get it back in there, as you can see, it's a really tight fit back in there. So pretty interesting to see that it broke off considering how firm it was. And the lighting should get a little bit better here in a moment. The sun's almost down, but the light inside my room here hasn't quite kicked it into gear yet. So nevertheless, though, a really nice aircraft. Actually, I'll just go ahead and throw an additional light on. Not perfect, but there we go. We can see it a little bit better. So looking good. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look. And as you can see right here, it does look pretty cool with the phone flashlight. So nice for different. Cockpit windows and nose cone do look really nice here. You do have the first panel right there. There's the Sky Team logo along with the L1 door that looks really good. I believe this is Delta's best airline of 2022 logo, maybe something like that. Not completely sure, but it looks good. Handles, windows, all the fun detail. You do have the nose landing gear door that look really good there too. First antenna, there's the Delta billboard titles. Really great product here in first on the Delta 330 Neo. Would love to see that sometime, but here it is right here. And then of course you go straight into premium economy before economy plus, or Delta Comfort plus in this case, and then main cabin. Engine looks really good right there. You got the wing root, which is really good for a 2-piece mold. It was really firm. Again, I was pretty surprised that broke considering how firm that was. Engine looks really good. There's the fan blade. Looks really nice. It's actually hollow. That's really cool. Very nice to see that. Here's the wing, really good. Pretty level, a little, maybe just a touch high, but overall not too bad at all. Winglets are so cool in the 330 Neo. Glad to get this aircraft to expand on that fleet. I only have a few of them. I think this will be number 2 and number 3 coming up, so very glad to have it. The landing gear do pivot, which is really nice. You get the flap slats and speed brakes, which is absolutely outstanding. You do have the Wi-Fi box right there too, which is really nice, and 2 more antennas and none there on the bottom, so pretty interesting to see. And then you get the narrow door that did carry over from the 330, so glad to see that. 2 more antennas, and then you got, I've always tried to figure out what this is. I'm not exactly sure, but it does look pretty cool. Registration's November 407 Delta X-Ray, and you got the this is going to be the L4 door, and then you got the Delta Airlines tailback there, which is looking really good. 3407 looks really nice. Fleet codes are really cool. APU, horizontal stabilizers, all the applicable details, you name it, you got it. Over here on the aircraft, you can also see the cargo door, which is really nice. And you got the back cargo door as well, which is also really good. Top of the aircraft looks really nice. You got the beacon, all the various details. And the bottom, you do have the Delta underbelly, which is really nice right there, as you can see. The landing gear a little firm, especially here on the right side, but they do pivot and roll, so that is an added plus. And then the nose landing gear there too also functions as it should. Really nice model right here. Very glad to have it. Really, really good one. We have a great finisher coming up, so let's go ahead and dive into that. Alrighty, everybody, our final aircraft here for today's massive unboxing, number 39, is going to be this GeminiJets 1:400 scale Condor Airlines Airbus A330-900 Neo. Very excited to have this aircraft. I've always wanted to add Condor to the fleet. I thought about the 767 way back, and obviously now that's pretty much omitted from the United States. So now we have the Airbus A330-900 Neo. I've talked about getting new aircraft types in the collection for the heavies, and this is exactly everything I wanted for the criteria. Furthermore, I got to see this, the green striped livery at Seattle, which is awesome, and I think one other place, and it slipped my mind, Los Angeles for sure, and there may have been, I'm thinking San Francisco, I think, maybe, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Man, it feels like I did, but maybe I did. But for sure got to see it several times, and it's too good an opportunity to pass it up. So really glad to have this aircraft. It's a really nice one. This livery has really grown on me. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into it. Box is pretty standard. Won't go too far into that, as it's just a standard Gemini box, and since we're so zoomed out here, the light's not being very effective. So, but it is a 2023 release. Go ahead and get the pamphlet for anybody interested in that material. And there is the aircraft inside. So let's see if GeminiJets bounces back here with this Airbus A330-900 Neo. Hopefully they do. I think they will. We'll just have to see how it goes here. And here she is. Looks really nice, and they for sure bounce back. Very nice. Alrighty, everybody, and here we have the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Condor Airlines Airbus A330-900 Neo. Very excited to have this aircraft. It looks really good. GeminiJets, I think, did a really great job here, and this will be an exciting addition to the collection. So let me go ahead and do a little bit of this, and we'll take a look. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the cockpit windows along with the nose cone right there, which looks really good. So the livery is so interesting. It's a candy cane pretty much. You have the green that starts here, then it goes white, and then it goes green, and this just continues to alternate. Here's the Condor logo. Very interesting that they chose to put it there. I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. So nice to see that. L1 door split in half with the livery. Nose landing gear also looks really good with the nose landing gear door. And then no logos. They're not affiliated with any alliances or have any awards. They're an okay airline from what I hear. I hear that sometimes the food in the older aircraft aren't quite as hot, but nevertheless still looking good here. Here is where your first class is going to be. Here's the Condor billboard titles right here. Your first antenna. You got the L2 door, and again, a bunch of stripes. But overall, really, really nice. You got some panels down there, and then you're going to have your Economy Plus, or Premium Economy rather, into Economy Plus. Then you'll have Economy. Yet again, the Condor logo coming up on the engine. Very cool to see that. The stripes just look so interesting where they're placed. Here, as you can see, it's mainly white for this L2 door, which is very nice right there. Wing looks really good. You got the flap slat and speed brake detail, the various panels, all those fun details. Here's the main landing gear. They do pivot and roll fairly good for GeminiJet standards, so overall not too bad. Here's the L3 door. As you can see, this one is fully in the green, so that's certainly nice to see right there. And then you got two more antennas. The Wi-Fi box looks really good on this aircraft. It's nice and proportional, so good job there by GeminiJets. You got the Condor.com URL right there. There's the L4 door. Registration's Delta Alpha. I can't see it because of the light. Delta Alpha November Romeo Quebec, maybe. That's what it appears to be. And then you got the candy cane going all the way up through the tail. It looks really interesting on their Airbus A330s. I was about to get to see it at Phoenix, but unfortunately got delayed by 2 hours, so did not get to see it, but it's okay. But the stripes going all the way through. You do have the Condor logo there, which is also looking really nice. Horizontal stabilizers, the APU, all details one could want. Looks really, really nice. Right side of the aircraft, very similar. Condor is a little bit more present here, as you can see. You got the logo there and there. And then a really small one on the tail, because I guess the best way to advertise your logo is just to put 3 small ones. Top of the aircraft looks really good. I think they did a really good job there. You got the beacon and the various elements. In the bottom of the aircraft, stand hole, really small GeminiJets logo. It is on the green, so that's really nice. And everything one could want, some panels and all those good details. Great model here by GeminiJets. They did a really good job. Very pleased with this. So what we'll do now is set up all the aircraft, take a look, and conclude today's massive unboxing, as I thought it went really well. So let's go ahead and take a look, everybody. Alrighty guys, what a massive unboxing today. I really hope each and every one of you enjoyed it. I thought that it was a really good one, and we got some really pivotal pieces for the collection here, both in the modern and the retro department, along with some various scales and the types of aircraft and all of those. So really glad to see all these. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of them. And I also turned on flash so you can see them a little bit better. Apologies that the sun got away from me faster than I thought. It was unfortunate, but again, what can you do? So if macro mode would please stop. Right here we have the Herpa PSA Electra. Thought this one came out really good. So yeah, certainly a really good ad for the price. Very pleased about that. Huge thank you once again, Aviation LAS, for the next two. The China Southern McDonnell Doubles Indy 90. Really cool model, certainly an interesting piece. It will be there with the PHA 320 and my Thai 737-400s. That'll be a very nice one. And here's that Hawaiian Airbus A330-200. This will be a really cool one. I don't think I have many active 1-500s in the collection, so this will certainly be a cool one. So glad to have that. That'll be a really cool one. The Airborne Express Doubles DC-861 was a great deal. Certainly couldn't pass it up. Really, really good. Very pleased about that, and that was absolutely awesome. And again, huge thank you to BACCHA Aviation for the Sun Country DC-10 deal. That was super nice of you. Really appreciate that, man. Check out his channel. He does a great job. Really, really great guy. And here is the Delta Airlines Airbus A330-900 Very pleased about that. Of course, yes, it did come with the wing detached, but what can you do? Still looks really good, and that is the point. Fellow A330-900 this is going to be the Condor green stripes. Really glad to get my first Condor model. It will be a big addition to the collection, and very pleased with it overall, so that's absolutely fantastic. And this EVA Airboeing 777-300ER also is going to be adding a pivotal piece to the collection. Very excited to have this one. I think it turned out really good. A really good model here by GC, and glad to have even more international carriers. And the trifecta is completed here with this Air France Boeing 787-9. Really nice model. Thank you so much, Syracuse Aviation. Really appreciate it. Really great plane. And it's going to be pivotal for Dallas and many more airports to come. And lastly, the Snap Together 727, I think is a fun one just for the grins. It looks really nice, and it'll be really nice for the desk or wherever I choose to put it. I think it'll be a nice one to reflect upon that experience that I described earlier. So with all that being said, everybody, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's massive unboxing. Next one will be 40. I'll try to do something big for it. We'll see what happens. I would like to, for sure, for 50. We'll be getting there sometime in mid to late 2024. So I'm looking very forward to that. And I hope each and every one of you are as well. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do, man. Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.